Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about some interesting news on the Google Pixel Fold 2, the second generation model of the Google's first foldable phone. Now, thanks to Android Authority, we finally have a first look at a real prototype device of the Pixel Fold 2. And one of the things that is clearly visible here is that Google is somewhat moving away from the camera bar design, which was a Pixel exclusive look and a Pixel identity, I would say. But this weird looking camera bump seems more like a Xiaomi device. But that's what we can see from this prototype, this particular prototype. And now this could mean that there might be other prototypes too with a different camera design, or maybe Google is just moving away from the camera bar directly, because it kind of also interrupts the whole motherboard structure. It actually splits the motherboard into two parts. So rather than that, maybe Google is doing the same thing as every other companies, just moving the whole camera system towards the left side of the phone, left top corner. Now this also means that this is the same kind of camera module, or at least somewhat similar one, that will come to the next generation Pixel 10 series. The next generation, I would say, because that's the same thing that happened with the Pixel 9, or gonna happen. According to the leaked renders, which are really reliable, took some inspiration from the current Pixel Fold. So if you look at the rear camera, you can see 4 new sensors here. Now we still don't know the camera specs, so it might be very similar to what the current Pixel Fold offers, or maybe it's going to be slightly more different. But that's what we can confirm once we get to know more about this phone. But aside from that, we can see the cover screen size is somewhat different from the current Pixel Fold. It might even be slightly more narrower compared to the current Fold. But the inner screen aspect ratio is going to be closer to a square then, very similar to the OnePlus Open model. Now, I don't have to talk about the materials it will come with. It will still be aluminum and glass built, but one thing that is coming, which is clearly not visible on this photo, is that the front display, the front foldable display, will only have one punch hole cut out, not an ugly thick bezel like the current Pixel Fold. So it will look more gorgeous and more modern than the current Pixel Fold. Now, the source says that there is a visible crease, but you know what, it's still a prototype, so we don't really need to judge it too much at this point. But the next thing that we are hearing is that it will actually have a later launch date. It will go straight with Tensor G4 instead of the Tensor G3 processor, which is probably a good thing, I would say, but that means it will come somewhere at the Q4 of this year. The source says that the RAM of the Pixel Fold 2 could also increase to 16GB at the max. Maybe that will be paired with a 1TB or a 512GB of storage option, or maybe it will be standard one, but at least it will come with the max 16GB of storage option. But that's along with UFS 4.0 storage technology, which is much more faster than the UFS 3.1 found inside the current Pixel 8 series, and at the same time it is much more efficient. So we have a Geekbench result of a Tensor G4 processor powered device. We still don't know which device it is, and that shows that 1082 points in the single core score and 3121 points in the multi-core CPU department. Now if you look at the core cluster, it has 3 different core groups. There are 4 efficiency cores running at 1.95 GHz, 3 performance cores running at 2.6 GHz, and 1 prime core running at 3.1 GHz at the max. And that clearly shows that Google is still not interested in making the phones rank the highest in the benchmarking numbers, which doesn't really mean bad, though, considering Google is all about the AI features and the Tensor's AI capabilities, and the phones are already powerful enough. It's just the fact that they need to focus more on the sustained performance than anything else at this point. Now, is this a good Geekbench score? No, it's not. And at the end of the day, it's still a prototype device and a very, very early prototype device. So we should take this result with a pinch of salt, because things will change even at the last minute. We have seen it. So yeah, that's probably all we know so far about the Google Pixel Fold. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think? And yes, if you want, you can get some crazy cool wallpapers up on my website. A link down below. Until the next one, bye and take care.